What is going on, Pixar fans? My name is John Solo, and welcome to Plot Twists, the show where we talk about some of the changes your favorite movies went through before they ever became movies. Today, we are talking about Toy Story 2. If you don't mind, I want to address something before we get started. Some people in my last episode of Plot Twists commented saying, hey, some of these changes have nothing to do with the plot. This is not plot twists. Also, you're ugly. Just so you guys know from now on, despite the name of the series, not all of the listed twists are necessarily about the plot. It's just like my conspiracy theory series, where not all of the theories are indeed conspiracies. Obviously, I suck at naming series. The twists/rejected ideas that I'm going to be sharing with you guys today don't just include plot alterations. We've also got recasted roles, rewritten lines, removed scenes, etc. I don't exactly know why people are complaining about the series containing more than the title suggests, but you know, you could be the world's most perfect peach and there's still gonna be someone out there who just doesn't like peaches. You know, I was originally gonna do a Toy Story 2 themed intro too, but that took up a lot of time, so let's just dive right into the list. Toy Story 2 was originally going to be a 60-minute direct-to-video release. About a month after the release of Toy Story 1, there were already talks about a sequel, but it was not expected to be as big as the project ended up becoming. The movie actually began production in a building completely separated from the rest of Pixar. However, when story reels proved promising, Disney upgraded the film to a theatrical release. Despite Disney being pleased, Pixar, which was a completely separate studio at the time, was ultimately unhappy with the film's quality so far. Director John Lasseter and the movie's story team redeveloped the entire plot in one weekend. Keep in mind that Pixar features typically take years to develop. However, because the movie's established release date couldn't be pushed back any further, the entire production process was compressed into 9 months. The production team didn't even know if this movie was going to be computer animated like the original Toy Story or traditionally animated like Aladdin and Cinderella. Like I said, the movie started off production on a much smaller scale. At the time, the technology used to animate the first film was top tier and not exactly cheap. Being that at the time Disney was only planning on a direct-to-video release, they weren't wanting to give the film a theatrical release-sized budget. As a result, animation costs almost had to be cut. Jessie the Cowgirl was not part of the original story. Believe it or not, we have John Lasseter's wife to thank for this one. Jessie's conception was the result of Nancy Lasseter pressing John to include a strong female character with more substance than Bo Peep. She didn't specifically say to make the character a cowgirl or have a certain type of personality, but just be a strong female character for little girls to look up to. Sometime later, when thinking of secondary characters for Woody's Roundup, John looked to children's cowboy shows from the 1950s for inspiration. This theme met with Nancy's idea and Jessie was born. The Woody's Roundup gang was originally completely different. So I already told you that Jessie wasn't going to be in the movie, but I didn't say anything about the rest of the Roundup gang. In the original storyline, the Woody's Roundup toys that Woody met at Al's apartment included Bullseye, who had a voice and could talk, the Prospector, who was not named at the time, and Senorita Cactus, a Mexican dancer doll. The Prospector and Senorita Cactus were to be snobbish collector's item characters who looked at Woody with disdain because he had been previously owned by a child and played with. Despite the elimination of the storyline, some of these character elements stuck around. The Prospector absorbed the Senorita Cactus character and was given the name Stinky Pete.
Idiots! Children destroy toys! You'll all be ruined! Forgotten! Spending eternity rotting in some landfill!
The Buzz Lightyear video game started off as a Buzz Lightyear cartoon. You guys remember the SNES game that Rex plays at the start of the movie, right? Well, when that idea was first thought up, it was not going to be a Buzz Lightyear video game, but instead a Buzz Lightyear cartoon. I'm assuming the reason they changed it had something to do with Woody's Roundup, and the idea of both characters having their own TV show was kind of redundant. That's just a guess, but the idea of a Buzz Lightyear cartoon series obviously didn't go to waste. It's my personal theory that this is where the idea for Buzz Lightyear of Star Command came from. The canyon that Buzz is flying through at the beginning of the movie is an earlier version of Ant Island from A Bug's Life. The scene we're referencing also comes from the Buzz Lightyear game that Rex was playing. Its inclusion was actually the result of an error an animator made when creating potential designs for Ant Island. The rocks you see scattered all over the ground showed up floating in test footage, and though it was fixed for A Bug's Life, John Lasseter ended up liking the effect, so he found a way to incorporate it into Toy Story 2. The ending of the film featured a different car chase. Some of you may remember the car chase scene towards the end of the movie where Buzz and the rest of Andy's toys steal a Pizza Planet truck and chase Al to the airport. Well, in the first draft of the story, the roles were reversed. It was originally going to be Al chasing the toys in a stolen Pizza Planet truck, and the toys had actually stolen Al's car. In this version, Woody was also going to be included in the group of toys instead of in Al's suitcase. Now, I'm not positive about all the details, so I don't know if Al was aware that toys were sentient and driving the vehicle, or if he just thought it was some sort of carjacker. All I know is that this was supposed to be the toys' big attempt at escaping from Al and the original not-so-friendly Roundup gang that we talked about earlier. Thank you guys so much for watching today's episode of Plot Twists. Be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe for weekly videos about Disney and Pixar. I love you all, and I hope to see you soon.